We'd love it if scientists and historians were able to explain all the mysteries of the past to us. In truth, so would scientists and historians. Nobody can ever realistically be expected to unravel all the secrets of ancient history. There's simply too much information to process. With the things you're about to see in this video, experts barely even know where to start. The Nazca lines in Peru have been attracting attention from archaeologists and scientists for many years now. The gigantic geoglyphs have been etched into the ground for miles, but can only be seen and appreciated in full from a position of great elevation. The people who lived in the area of Peru over 2,000 years ago wouldn't have had access to any technology that would have allowed them to get into the air. So why would they draw lines that nobody could really see? How could they even coordinate themselves well enough to draw their designs without anyone coordinating them from above? We may never know the answers to those questions, but we do know that we keep finding more of them. A Japanese team from Yamagata University have just located more than 150 previously unseen figures, which they've dated to approximately 1,900 to 1,800 years ago. Some of the new designs look like animals and birds that live on Earth, but there are also some monstrous pictures and alien-like creatures too. In fact, one of them is even said to look like Homer Simpson. Fire-cracked stones discovered at 24 farms in central Norway reveal a fascinating aspect of Viking Age brewing. Archaeologist Geir Gronesby found thick layers of these stones, dating back over 1,500 years, indicating that Norwegians brewed beer by heating rocks and placing them in wooden kettles. The prevalence of fire-cracked stones on these farms suggests the cultural significance of beer in social and religious institutions during that time. The Gulating, a Norwegian parliamentary assembly, even regulated beer brewing and drinking. Interestingly, the fire-cracked stone layers gradually disappear around the year 1500, possibly due to religious or cultural shifts, or the availability of iron vessels. Gronesby's excavations also revealed the presence of other artifacts, such as spinning weights, loom weights, animal bones, and beads within these layers, making them valuable archives from the Viking Age to the medieval period. The significance of these layers was previously overlooked, but their importance as historical records warrants further exploration by archaeologists. Gronesby's research on this topic can be found in the book The Agrarian Life of the North, 2000 BC to AD 1000, Studies in Rural Settlement and Farming in Norway. The ancient Romans were truly ahead of their time. Among their most notable contributions to civilization were their aqueducts, sewer systems, and pipe networks that distributed water to residents and carried waste away. However, for many years the pipes were subject to controversy, with some suggesting that the lead in the pipes caused widespread lead poisoning, which led to the downfall of the Roman Empire. Although we still don't have a clear answer on that front, recent research has revealed that the Romans began using lead pipes earlier than we previously thought. A team of British and French researchers took core samples from the Ostia Antica, a harbor city of ancient Rome, located about 2 miles from the shore. They used carbon dating to determine the age of each layer, which provided a record of flooding on the Tiber and the buildup of silt. The layers of soil provided a detailed record of the use of lead pipes, with researchers measuring the levels of lead in the layers. According to their findings, Romans started using lead pipes as early as 200 BCE and stopped around 250 AD, which is earlier than previously believed. Translating ancient cuneiform writing is difficult work for even the most learned experts. The more examples of cuneiform we have, though, the easier the work becomes. That's why discoveries like this next one are important. It's a cache of 93 cuneiform tablets, and it was found within the ancient city of Basetki in Kurdistan in late 2017. Most of them were discovered stashed inside a ceramic pot in the ruins of an unknown structure. The pot itself had been wrapped in a coat of clay, which was probably intended to protect it. In other words, someone wanted to keep these tablets safe. Dr. Bettina Feist, one of the first philologists to see the tablets, quickly spotted a reference to a temple dedicated to the ancient Assyrian goddess Gula, suggesting that the tablets have a religious context. Unfortunately, most of the tablets were unfired, which makes both conservation and further translation extremely difficult. They're brittle, and they're heavily eroded despite the efforts that were made to protect them thousands of years ago. As far as we're aware, the full contents remain untranslated. Archaeologists from Tübingen, as part of a German-Egyptian project, have conducted the first ever examination of embossed gold applications from the renowned treasure of Pharaoh Tutankhamun's tomb. These objects, discovered by Howard Carter in 1922, have been stored at the Egyptian Museum Cairo until now. After 4 years of analysis, conservators and archaeologists revealed the findings at a special exhibition. The team painstakingly restored and researched the embossed gold applications, which were found in their original crate and never removed since their discovery. The applications, believed to be decorative fittings for bow cases, quivers, and bridles, depict motifs with surprising links between the Levant and ancient Egypt. Images of fighting animals and the Tree of Life suggest influences from the Levant, highlighting the role of ancient Syria in the spread of culture during the Bronze Age. Similar embossed gold applications were discovered in a tomb in the Syrian city of Qatna, providing further insight into the adoption of foreign motifs in Egypt. The scientific analysis of these significant artifacts has now been completed and will be exhibited at the Grand Egyptian Museum in the future. We next go to Israel, where archaeologists from Tel Aviv University have discovered wool and linen cloth samples in the Israeli desert, providing the earliest evidence of plant-based textile dyeing in the Levant region. These textiles were found at a copper smelting site and a nearby temple in the Timnah copper ore district, dating back to the 13th to 10th centuries BCE. The findings shed light on a sophisticated textile industry and a hierarchical society reliant on long-distance trade in the unforgiving desert. The study, published in PLOS ONE, was led by Dr. Erez Ben Yosef and Dr. Naama Sukenik in collaboration with researchers from Bar Ilan University. The research indicates a complex dyeing process involving the use of colorful plants and alums to create wash-resistant, vibrant fabrics. Radiocarbon dating and gas chromatography were used to analyze the cloth's organic molecules, revealing the presence of red and blue dyes from the madder and woad plants, respectively. The discovery suggests the existence of an Edomite society that engaged in long-distance trade and had a hierarchical ruling elite. The textiles provide insights into ancient societal structures, long-distance trade, and technological advancements in textile production. We're now heading to Australia to take a look at this gorgeous green glass spearhead, which was found on the island of Rottnest in June 2017. The artifact is such a beautiful shade of green that it could almost pass for an emerald. The discovery of the object was a very fortuitous one. Professor Len Collard from the University of Western Australia was on a fact-finding mission on the island with a group of students when one of them spotted a sparkling object in the undergrowth. After a little research, they quickly realized that it came from the point of a weapon and is at least 200 years old. Clear glass spearheads have been found on the island before, as have ceramic spearheads, but this green glass type is the first of its kind to be discovered there. Rather than being used for hunting, it was probably used for trade, although it might briefly have been used for hunting quokka wallabies before becoming a bartering aid. Rather than keeping the artifact, Len and his students reburied it at the place of its discovery to respect Aboriginal beliefs about leaving the past where you find it. Something as simple as providing a reliable supply of clean water involves technology, and in Roman times it was technology of the kind we see on display here. It's a Roman water system that was recently discovered during planned archaeological excavations at Stabiae, a site close to Pompeii in Italy. Like Pompeii, Stabiae was destroyed and buried by the eruption of Mount Vesuvius in the year 79. Before that happened, it was known across Roman lands for its beautiful coastline and coastal villas. Those villas would have been the epitome of luxury during the 1st century. And that's down to little perks like the water distribution system. Among the discoveries is a decorated lead tank called an impluvium. The tank is connected to a pair of pipes, forming an atrium that fed water through the wider complex of villas in the area by regulating the flow into various rooms. Water went wherever it was required, but the clever part was that water didn't go where it wasn't required. The tank even had stop keys, much as the water supply in your home does today. You never know when or where the next ancient mosaic might be discovered in Italy, but they tend to turn up quite often. However, very few of them are of the quality and importance as the one that was found in Naples in December 2022. This discovery was made at the well-established archaeological site of Posilipon. During the Roman era, this quarter of Naples was reserved for the elite of society. That's reflected in its name. Posilipon translates into English as respite from worry. This newly discovered mosaic is part of the region's most notorious villa. It was built for Publius Vettius Pollio 2,100 years ago. He was infamous for his repugnant treatment of slaves. Legend has it that slaves who displeased him were fed to the lampreys in his eel pond. When Emperor Augustus heard of this, he ordered all of Vettius's glasses to be broken and his eel pond to be filled in. Augustus eventually claimed ownership of the villa after Vettius passed away. It was then passed to every subsequent emperor until the time of Hadrian. The mosaic is believed to be an original feature, but was covered up by modifications ordered by Augustus. Here's a discovery that challenges almost everything we think we know about human history. It's a collection of obsidian hand axes in Melka Kuntur, Ethiopia. In fact, it's such a large collection of obsidian hand axes that archaeologists believe that this location mass-produced the tools. The problem for historians is that the hand axes appear to be 1.2 million years old. That's 500,000 years before our ancient ancestors are thought to have developed the capability for mass production of tools on this scale. There are older hand axes in the world, including some which are 3.3 million years old. But the complexity of this site has astounded experts. There are more than 600 axes at the site, which has been named Simbiro 3, and there is a high likelihood of more being discovered in the near future. This is the work of an as yet unknown group of hominins. It's likely that they had an accumulation of obsidian cobbles thanks to a combination of a meandering river and a nearby volcano. But that alone doesn't explain how they managed to produce tools on an industrial scale, or why the idea even occurred to them. During a geological course in Cambridgeshire, England, a unique piece of Neolithic rock art was discovered in the village of Over. The hand-sized artifact, unlike anything previously found in the east of England, features two pairs of concentric circles etched into a weathered sandstone slab. Cambridge University experts believe it is typical of art from the later Neolithic era and could date back to 2500 BCE. The find was made by Susie Sinclair, a participant in a geological weekend course organized by the university's Institute for Continuing Education. This discovery has the potential to provide valuable insights into the connections between communities inhabiting the area 4,500 years ago. While researchers debate whether it represents meaningful art or simple Neolithic doodling, Dr. Chris Evans, director of the Cambridge Archaeological Unit, describes it as a fantastic find and highlights its significance for archaeological studies in the region. The Needingworth Quarry, where the discovery took place, has already yielded several Neolithic settlement clusters. Quite why our ancient ancestors were so keen on etching geometric shapes into the rocks around them is something that historians have pondered for well over a century, but nobody really knows. Amber beads found beneath the Great Ziggurat of Assur indicate the existence of long-distance connections during the early Bronze Age. possibly with the Baltic region or the North Sea. Assur is located in present-day Iraq, was the capital of the Old Assyrian city-state, the Middle Assyrian Empire, and the Neo-Assyrian Empire. The ziggurat, a temple tower dedicated to the god Assur, was believed to have been established by Samsi-Adad I around 1808 to 1776 BCE. In 1914, excavations uncovered 2 beads beneath the ziggurat, dating back to 1800 to 1750 BCE, along with thousands of other beads made of shell, stone, glass, and pottery. Recent analysis using Fourier transform infrared spectroscopy revealed that the amber beads closely match Baltic amber, suggesting their origin from the Baltic or North Sea region. These beads are among the earliest known amber specimens in Southwest Asia and indicate the development of connections that allowed for the availability of amber in the Mediterranean and Middle East regions after 1550 BCE. The Unexplained culture and the Wessex culture may have initially restricted the exchange of amber in the Mediterranean and the Middle East before this period, but that's really just a guess. Subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell, and enjoy watching new videos on my channel. Thanks for watching, and see you soon!